Joining us today in the gallery is Leon Loughridge. He's a nationally known printmaker from the Denver area. He's going to be demonstrating a form of block printing, Japanese form of block printing. And I wanted to start by first asking Leon what it was that attracted him to this medium. It's very time-consuming, it's very tedious, it requires multiple steps to produce one piece of art, and it has lots of room for failure. So what is it, Leon, that made this so interesting to you to begin with?
What excites me most about woodblock printing is process. I love developing an image from a rough sketch. Most of what I create is started from watercolor sketches that I do outdoors. I take those sketches and then develop the idea and kind of expand on that concept, that idea, that statement. I've kind of created my own little sketch pad, my traveling studio, as I say. It's a folder that opens up. I have my sketchbook, I have my brushes. Most of the brushes have Velcro so that I don't leave them alongside the trail. And there's my watercolor palette, my water and everything. And a lot of what I'm doing is note-taking. I'm looking for shapes. I'm looking for abstract shapes outdoors. I was looking for the vertical aspect of the aspens. Relief printmaking is one of the very basic forms of printmaking, one of the earliest forms of printmaking. It's where the areas that do not print are carved away from the flat surface, from the carved woodblock, These low areas do not receive the ink. The high areas will receive the ink. And then when the paper is laid on top of the block and pressure is applied, that ink that's on the raised areas transfers to the paper. And that's the basic concept of relief printing. What people most traditionally think of as color wood blocks is where there is a block for each color. If there's 6 colors, there'll be 6 different wood blocks. So this block printed the green, this block printed the red over the green, and this block printed the black over the 2 previous colors. So there's a block for each color. And you can see in this green, in the red, that prints over the green. Now I have a third color, a darker red. So just by 2, I end up with 3 colors. The key block, the line block, adds a lot of the definition. I tend to prefer what's called as reduction wood block, and you're using one block, printing a color, carving away, printing another color. Now the minute that block is carved a second time, you cannot go back. This block is in process and is a great example of the 8 colors creating far more than just the 8 colors I've been printing with. I'm always printing with transparent layers of ink, and if I print one layer over the other, if I print blue over yellow, that's going to create green. These peaks in the background were this very pale green, and then I printed a light purple over that to get this wonderful brown. So now, by printing a yellowy green and this pale purple, I now have 1, 2, 3 colors by just printing 2. Because I'm mixing on the paper, I'm mixing on my palette to create that green, I'm mixing on my palette to print the purple, but then I'm mixing on the paper to create this brown, this tan of the peaks. That thought of the sketch being art, the watercolor sketch outdoors, that immediate interaction, and that is art. and I come into the studio and start this tedious process of a woodblock, and that's craft. And I don't necessarily agree with that. To me, the process of building the woodblock is as every bit as creative as when you're outdoors reacting quickly to what's happening in front of you. It's just in the studio, you're in major slow motion. These are some of my favorite carving tools. You would be surprised how few tools I have. If you look in my drawer, I probably have 20 to 30 different carving tools. Of those tools, I bet I use only 6. A lot of people have this vision of me tediously carving away. No, I tend to kind of go after it with some reckless abandon. If I'm not spontaneously carving, if I'm not really going after the woodblock, then I'm sinking into this academic, non-expressive statement. There's a number of stages that my woodblocks seem to go through. They'll start off and I'll just be, yes, this is so right. The first color run, the second color run, the third and fourth color run really start defining form and everything starts to happen. And then right around the 6th, 7th color run, it hits this ugly duckling stage and I just, oh my goodness, what am I making? But I'm progressing through the values. And that's when I need to step into the darks. And the minute I start putting those darks in, it comes alive again. So I'm always going through these ups and downs as I'm creating these images. And it's always rewarding that you can come out of that ugly duckling stage and put a dark color in there, and suddenly it comes alive. And that becomes exciting.
Well, thank you, Leon, for this short but very informative little lesson. So if you have questions about this, you can find us on our website, Reuben Saunders Gallery, and Leon on his website, which is dcartpress.com.
Right.
And so I think almost any question could be answered by going there and looking us up and sending us an email, and we'll try to answer your questions. Thank you.